So Sydney to Singapore, as an example. We're seeing latencies, one-way latencies, in the range of 49 milliseconds. Across Hong Kong to Singapore, we're seeing one-way latencies in the range of 14.5, which is very aggressive. 33.8 between SGX and OSE, one-way. These are tolerances, thresholds that are available today with the infrastructure, which is working those assets to the maximum possible or minimum possible latency that is available. How will that change over time? The submarine cable that is available today is fairly static. That's something that will not change easily. The backhaul, the terrestrial backhaul from the cable landing station back to the colo or the proximity site is something that can be improved over time. As we've seen between, so these are terrestrial connections, as we've seen between, for example, Frankfurt to New York, where years ago 16 milliseconds was possible and now it's 13 milliseconds. Frankfurt to London, equally, we've seen massive improvements in latency between those two exchanges, now down to in the range of 9 milliseconds, or 9 plus. And this is all about shortening the linear distance. Because the speed of light is determined by a distance metric, shortening that linear distance, of course, decreases your end-to-end latency. 5 years ago, or even say a decade, 5 years ago, it would not have been a conversation that a telecommunications service provider would have been as intimate in as they are today. Because infrastructure is playing such a different role today with low latency network trading in multiple venues across the same trading day, it's bringing the service provider right into the ecosystem because it is an enabler for the trading strategy, but it's also, if you don't get it right, it could be a big risk. So getting your infrastructure right on your international network is probably no longer becoming an option. It's more a must-have because the firms that are not putting the energy required to optimize their international asset, perhaps are missing out on opportunity or deciding not to play at all. There is absolutely a rigorous due diligence. There is also a scarcity of quality talent versus the demand for that talent in Asia. So, the large investment firms cherish their best talent and they look after them very well. And that's in a climate where new entrants also want to try and attract that talent. I see many of the investment firms challenging their service providers to really play a different sort of role and step up. And that often is the case because of a talent gap that exists perhaps inside the firm.